Good afternoon. What's up? It's your boy Lucky Loco, your favorite Native American YouTube content creator. Learning as I go, watching others move and watching others how they succeed and how they fall. Now, as you can see in the thumbnail, I'm calling out all content creators. I'm calling out the Homie Hangout, A Convict's Perspective, Rojo, Gunner, Dubs, EBK, J Hands, all you guys with the big platforms, man. You know, just calling out any of you guys. If you know anybody that's a big content creator, man, we really need help spreading this message of the missing and murdered Indigenous women. First off, it's a pandemic that's still going on in this community. A lot of unsolved crimes are happening, even till a couple days ago. A couple kids were taken out. They were on. It's just a horrible thing. I appreciate the one person tapping in so far. Calling out the content creators to bring awareness to the residential schools in Nebraska. They just dug up 80 children from the residential schools, and I'm asking, please help spread the message and do a story on the residential schools that just discontinued. I'd probably say maybe around the 80s of what they were doing, because it was man, what's up, Shadow Pit? Man, it's going good. Iron Bear, appreciate you guys. I just seen a disturbing thing about Nebraska, the about them on digging up 80 children from the residential school. Man, like I said, I'm calling out all content creators to please spread the message and do a story about these residential schools. I know it's controversial. I know some people will be like, "Hey, man, that's not a topic. Those are for Native Americans." But for the Native American channels, we need this message out. I don't care who spreads the message, who gets the word out. It's not clout chasing. I'm please asking you guys to do a story about this horrible situation, man. And it really hits the news, will really hit. And then this is children of residential schools. You know, it's heartbreaking, it's saddening. And these children, they finally get to go home to the quiet, happy hunting grounds now that they are found, now that all this stuff is being brought up, man. And I'm really asking you guys, man, from Flacco, Rojo, like I said, Gunner, Dubs, I don't care. Somebody go out there and make this happen. Please make this viral. Please make these stories to awareness, man. You know, put the drama aside, but, put all that stuff, your ego. These are communities, these are people that really need your help, and they really need a story to be brought out, man. And, I wish I could do the job that they can do, because they have charisma, they have stories, they have the power, they have the community, they have the followers, American Cholo. If you're watching, man, please do a story about the residential schools out here. I know it's off topic. It's not, a California story based type of situation, but you say you guys love America. You say you love the freedom. You say you want to, you guys want to help and all this stuff, man. This is a community, man, that needs help. This is, there's a couple channels. I've seen Gangish do a story on that. Man, salute to Gangish. I really appreciate you, brother, for, bringing up the residential schools, and bringing up the topic, because, Frank's Vibes, he brings up missing and murdered Indigenous women, man. And I really want this story to be brought out. I really need the content creators. So please share it with them, or just tell them, hey, man, do a story about this. It's all over Facebook. They're digging up mass graves in Nebraska right now. And Canada goes through it. There's a movement up there. When I was up there, I'll do a quick little story about it. On our Independence Day is July 1st. There's two different seems like there's two different parts of Canada. One, they're wearing, obviously, hey, proud to be Canadian. Canada's number one. All the, they're patriotic. And then there's other ones that supported, hey, it's an embarrassment. We just dug up all these graves of the residential schools, and we need more, awareness. There's a movement called Every Child Matters, and so it should. So it's crazy to think of this because, little children, man, just think about everybody feels sorry. What's up, Goyo? What's going on, man? Goyo, if you can help spread the message, man, get these content creators to talk about the residential schools that are finding mass graves of children, victims of abuse, victims of abuse in there. And now apparently being taken out as a little child and buried beside the church like nothing, like they were absolutely nothing. A little child. No matter how much I despise somebody, I've never wanted to off them because how much I despise them. Let alone be like, hey, look, the children doesn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know where the evilness comes from, man. What kind of evil mindset they had while they were doing this to the children in the residential schools, and I have no clue. I don't even want to know, you know what I mean? But I do know these content creators have a voice, they have an opinions, and like I said, just calling them out, man, please do a story on the residential schools, man. Spread awareness of what's going on. I can do a video about it, and it's disheartening, it's heartbreaking. It's like I said, I just seen a thing about thank you, man. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you, Mr. Goyle. I appreciate you guys tapping in. Shadow Pit, Iron Bear, but yeah, this is horrible, man. It's just something. I'm getting ready to start doing deliveries for my business. I just got back to the United States, but yeah, this is just it's sad, and the survivors of the residential schools and stuff like that, man. My mother's one of them. My auntie, my grandmother, and my great grandparents are survivors of this pandemic that was going on with the Native American children. People always talk about, oh, the freedom this, freedom that, enjoy it. And it's true. Enjoy. I know it's not like that anymore to where they're going to get away with stuff like that. But it's disheartening, man. So I'm just calling out all content creators, man, please do a story on it. Gang is Vegas prison stories. I know it's not biker related, or just if you can bring even just a snippet of it to bring awareness to what's going on. I mean, it doesn't have to be a full spill. Just, man, tell people to go take a look at it. Bring awareness to what's going on in the Native American community of the children that were being abused while in there. While they're being killed. It's sad. And right next to the church, right next. It's like, wow, man. It's pretty sick. It's really disgusting, actually, man. And it's just wanted to take a little time out of the day. And Chemo Flicks, I know you're really great at content creator. If you could do like a story or just anything, anybody, OG, triple OG, just anybody. If just spread the word, put the drama aside, put egos aside, man. Trey Dog, man, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tapping in. I was just out in Vancouver, Canada, but I appreciate you out there in Vancouver, Washington, man. Yeah, I just want to have the awareness of what's going on out there, man. Please bring it up. I'm going to do a couple more stuff. I'm going to do my research, do my study, do my part to get the residential schools exposed, man, of like what's going on. I know the news ain't going to really talk about it. But if we could, like I said, put the pride, the ego aside, and let's get it cracking, man. Let's get this awareness going, man, because this is just it's crazy. Y'all stay safe, man. Lucky, can you repeat what you're asking for? Oh, okay. OC, no problem. What I'm asking for is content creators to do stories about the residential schools that, they just now in Nebraska found 80 children's remains out there next to the residential schools of where they used to place Native Americans. They used to take them from their house. I see with you know, the gun activist people of how they would feel if somebody came to their house. And I wish my people were were armed like that when they did come to try to take you know take the children, because I'm pretty sure if they come from, they come to your house to come to try to take your children, and then they take them to the school and brainwash them, abuse them, uh, even kill them and bury them right next to the thing. Oh, I don't know what happened to your kid. I'm pretty sure they were like, hey, man, who can I talk to about getting this exposed, about getting this out there? So they're starting to dig up more bodies out in the residential schools. So Nebraska found 80 so far. But that's Nebraska. There's hundreds and hundreds of these schools haven't went through and dug up these children. And like I said, Canada, they went through, I think, like 7 or 8 of them, and they found thousands of children remains. But now they get to go home. Now they get to go home and be on the other side. Their little souls, their little spirits get to go home. They get to go to the quiet, happy hunting grounds. And this, it's sickening. So all I'm asking, please, just show anybody, man. It's not, like I said, it's not clout chasing, and even if people are like, hey, man, what are you talking about these topics for? It's not your people. Bullshit. We're all people, man. You have to have some type of compassion for the community and for the people. You say you're for the gente, by the gente. Prove it, man. Start making some videos about these things that are going on, man. It's horrible. Like, this is just, oh man, it's a topic. It's a touchy topic, and even I haven't spoke about because it is a touchy subject. And I'm going to talk about it. Or at least, do a little time out. Be like, hey, man, look. If you haven't read up on these people, read up on the residential schools of what happened at these locations, and when you get to meet other people in other cultures, I met this Navajo dude, and he was telling me that his grandmother left the one in Oregon at 8 years old. His grandmother was 8 years old, walked from Oregon all the way back to Arizona. 8 years old, just to get away from what was going on out there. And this is the beginning. And the Navajos, they're really rich with their culture. They know how to speak their own language. They know how to speak Navajo, Dene, before even English. That's why if you ever meet them, and some of them have broken English, you're just like, whoa, like, because my buddy, we always get mistaken for Asian or whatever. I thought he was Asian, just the way he spoke, the way he talked, the broken English. But yeah, man, if we could get the word out there, man, I really appreciate it. To the content creators, please, I'm calling you out to put that BS aside. EBK, J Hands, the homie hangout, just Chicano Tube, Mikey. If you guys can do a story about this subject, even just has to be, it doesn't have to be a full on get down, but at least get the awareness. You have a big platform, and I'm really asking you, from a day oneer to the rest of you guys, man, please do a video of awareness of the missing and murdered Indigenous women. That's cool too. because that's another pandemic that's going on right now in this community. There was 2 kids that were killed a couple days ago, and there's no leads, no anything. These are random. And then the kid just graduated high school. He was cut down in gunfire, and the dad was shot too in the car. And he's fighting for his life. And you know these active gangs that are going on. They said Wapato, where I live at right now, is worse than Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm starting to feel that pressure. I'm starting to feel that anxiety because it is. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on. When I went to my sister's funeral, there was there was uh there was a lot going on. Like there was a lot of let me get this phone call off. There was a lot going on since I went to go bury my sister. In a month, there was like 6 people that were cut down. I mean, it's just crazy. But please, not get away from topic, man. Put the ego aside and please make awareness of what's going on at these residential schools. It's your boy Lucky Loco. I'm gonna have to get back to work, and I appreciate you guys tapping in. So please reach out to a content creator, Latin Pain, anybody, Puffy, Crusted. If you guys can do a video about the residential schools, and definitely let me. I appreciate you guys' time, man. I know it's a touchy subject and nobody really wants to talk about it, but please, it's not clout chasing. It's not. Hey, there should be. You have a big platform, and definitely, I would love to see you guys do a video about this. And all right, thank you. I'm gonna get back to work and start hustling. And yeah, man, I really appreciate it. You guys have a great afternoon and the rest of the day. And I'm gonna get to work. Much love and respect to you guys, man. And prayers to the little children that they find their way back to their spirit world, to where they need to be with the ancestors. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.